everyone, I'm Jen Decker here with your latest installment.
Yeah, you're gonna be trying to be a comic again this week.
Kicking us off at number 5. This week, the AEW Tag Team Champions, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, defended their titles against Stu Grayson and Evil Uno of the
Oh, cowboy shit and happy
but
feet.
After the matches, when things really got hairy,
You can tell where that
with the two for losing their shot at the
that nickname for him comes from. All these people always want to call him Happy Feet.
Then on his signal, the Darby
You notice when he does that, the stutter step he does when he
that is until
hits the
FTR
ropes.
showed up once again, cooler in hand, and even the odds.
No. He's just he probably just doesn't like he just probably don't like the New Order. The New Order, the Dark Order.
Oh, Hangman, you think that's funny? You think that's funny?
Oh, about Brody Lee, he's going down.
I see you got your little
down the rung, you know what I mean, on the ladder. I'd say he's lost his momentum. He's got to do something to get that momentum back. And ever since he didn't get the title, he didn't win the title.
Kenny,
what have you been doing with him?
Thanks for actually showing up this week. We really appreciate it. Actually, Hangman really appreciates it.
It's like one of the most obvious things that is coming. That Kenny is going to become heel. Instead of Hangman, it's going to be Omega. And the way AEW writes it, it's too obvious. Like you can see it coming from a mile away.
Because now you pay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of scrubs.
Well, they're coming from everywhere.
You know.
They're sprinkled out all over the place everywhere. They multiplied like rabbits. They're surrounding the ring.
All right, we got it.
Strength in numbers. They are outnumbered in the ring here. Young Bucks, Omega, Page are in trouble.
that hitting the way Brody Lee took the
FTR helping out the Elite.
took that ice chest to the head, man, was funny.
Mr. Brody Lee cannot be pleased with the ongoings here tonight.
When one spot on the top 5 just won't do, there was a bit of back and forth this week between Tony Khan and FTR on Twitter in regards to their current contract status. See, FTR was wondering why they hadn't been included in the latest AEW rankings, to which Khan replied that he couldn't officially be considering them for title contention without signing their contracts. So, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, and their legal counsel were joined by none other than Arn Anderson to put pen to paper and get this all.
I thought, what's his name?
Your number 4.
Who's gonna be there too? Tully.
AEW, the official contract signing for FTR, and we are here with Chief Legal Counsel Mega Parek. Hey, Mega, and guys, it seems like everything's in order. What are we waiting for here?
Almost. Well, we got our legal representation here, Tony. But ultimately, we want to be the AEW Tag Team Champions, and to do that, we need a tag team consultant, and
right on time.
I would say he knows just a little bit about tag.
Right on time. I was actually around the corner and
Hello, Tony.
waiting for the cameraman to give me the signal.
Greatest team in the world. I think we probably.
It's so silly, man. He's a coach for Cody, and then he's like a tag team consultant to FTR. Two entities, Cody and them, that don't need that. Why would Cody need a coach?
yes, sir.
Strictly enforced.
And then why would they need a tag team consultant?
FTR.
If anything, they're the brain busters of this generation. They're they don't need no help. It's other tag teams that need his consulting. If anything.
Very important. Okay.
Great point.
Looks good to me.
When we spoke to Mr. Khan, he promised us, he guaranteed one night, August 12th, for Tag Team Appreciation Night, hosted by FTR. We want to make sure that is without a doubt.
Why is FTR doing things that they didn't like doing in WWE? They just want to wrestle. It's about wrestling for them. And then they're doing silly stuff like a Tag Team Appreciation Night. What's that going to entail? You know? Don't you just like to get down to business and wrestle? You know?
All right, hey, you guys done yet?
No
hurry
way.
up, guys.
No.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, congrats, boys.
Get it back to her, official.
Hey, yeah, I got
official.
A little drink. You guys like whiskey, right?
I mean, if it's
Is that cool?
Yeah, why not?
Tony, this was for you, but I guess this will be for Arn. What's up, Arn? There we go, guys.
Maybe not anymore.
More for
Arn was tempted.
Hey, to the Mid-Atlantic.
We ride again.
Oh, yeah. Congrats, guys.
Thank you. That was cheap stuff.
Things in the nostrils.
I poured too much.
Yeah, that was good.
Come on. Come on. Cheers.
Tag Team Appreciation Night, August 12th, hosted by FTR. This is going to be epic. But we're going to need a bigger cooler.
Why?
Coming in at number
Why is it
3,
epic?
last week on Dynamite, Darby Allin was viciously blindsided by Absolute Rookie Starks, an event that resulted in the two facing off this week, along with Jon Moxley and Brian Cage, respectively, in a tornado tag match. However, when it came time for introductions, Darby was nowhere to be found. Then, just when it seemed like Moxley was going to have to face
Smack was
Brian
all over the
Cage
place.
and Starks in a handicap match,
One bad,
they were ambushed
but
by a relentless Darby Allin with a coffin drop out of nowhere. And if you thought that was going to be the craziest maneuver of the night, well, Darby finished Starks with his trusty skateboard in hand, only this time the bottom was littered with thumbtacks. Talk about being
why? For the life of me, why does she precede it with like it's a surprise or whatever, as if she's going to show it, and then she just tells what the surprise is? With a surprise. Oh, but the surprise is it was a skateboard littered with thumbtacks. Like she didn't, like if she had just said it, okay, fine, but she was saying it as if she wanted to surprise us and then show it on. Then again, whoever's watched this already knows what's happening, right? Of course, but don't talk about it like you want to surprise us. Then you show it, and then you talk about it before you show it. Then again, there probably are people that haven't watched this. Oh, you don't bother to watch Dynamite? You watch the highlight, or you watch the top 10? I mean, top 5, isn't it? That is a unique way to introduce some thumbtacks.
I have no leg to stand on. It's no disqualification. Well, I rest on case, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night.
Those must be some big ass thumbtacks to draw that kind of blood.
For me, anyway. And Darby Allin and the champion reign supreme. How about that? It was no need for that.
This week, Salt of the Earth MJF took to the podium to deliver his State of the Industry address. Right? I didn't know that was a thing either. But Maxwell reminded us all that he's not only good for ratings, but he's the kind of competitor that would keep other competitors in check.
This thing can do without her.
Real wrestling, not the flippity-dippity
She's
stuff.
getting really.
In closing, he had some very strong words for current champ Jon
What happened?
Moxley, and that makes
She used to be cute. She used to be, you can accept her in the sense of what she's saying, stuff like that. But now she's doing it. She's overdoing it. She's getting too cute with her thing and too it's like just introduce the thing. Don't try to be clever or try to be witty.
Treat Dictator John so well, right? Because of his name value, right? Because where on earth would the numbers lie without Dictator John, right? Wrong.
This was good. This was good.
To draw better numbers minute for minute than your Dictator John.
This guy does know how to
Yours truly.
cut a promo.
Oh, you didn't know that.
Take jabs at
Dictator John doesn't want you to. See,
certain big companies.
I'm not on his level. Why should he have to deal with the likes of me?
I love when he brought up the whole thing about
how dare you? AEW is meant to be the land of opportunity, and you've squandered that, and that is why it's time for a new guard around here. Because the old guard's been running the show on this planet for centuries, and look where it's gotten us, people. War, famine, disease. Our earth is dying, and so are our morals, and yet here we are with Jon Moxley running the old guard, and our infrastructure is falling and falling fast.
Like he's trying to mock presidents and government officials that talk at the podium and shit. Especially the things that are happening right now. It's like you can see he's taking jabs at that.
I bleed black, white, and gold. I'm the guy who's going to be leading this company for the next 25 years.
Wow. He expects AEW to be around that long? AEW can have longevity, but looking that far ahead?
I will not stop
know about that.
we go from happily glad-handing each other for being the alternative and transform this brand into the pinnacle of professional wrestling.
Very poignant remarks.
Very good.
Jon Moxley, I am challenging you for your world title and announcing my candidacy as the AEW World Champion. I'll see you at All Out, Jon. We deserve better.
Jon Moxley versus MJF at All Out. Please, 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 Tony Khan, make this happen. And finally, we've come to your number one.
But how could that happen, you dumb broad, when he's already going to defend his title next week?
I won't lie.
He might not be the champion at All Out.
It even looked like Arn Anderson was going to have to try and defend himself. That is until Mr. Strong Island
He's
himself
facing
arrives.
Darby Allin for
Welcome
the
to
title.
AEW,
He's
Matt Cardona.
defending it against him.
Many times he tried to go to that figure four, Taz.
Warhorse.
And then Warhorse came back. He couldn't come back from it.
I think Warhorse needs to be taken out back and put out of his misery. He came up limp on a race. You know what they do with the horses when they sprain their ankle or like that? He ain't nothing, man. Like indie darling, indie superstar, indie champion are talking about him. I'm like, oh, there's nothing special about him. I liked Eddie Kingston, you know, even when Starks made his debut. It's so funny, man, when you see him and also Heath Slater. Man, these guys buffed up. Because they're looking to become main event players. That's why. And when you're in WWE, why buff up? Or why get beefed when you're not even being taken seriously by McMahon? He bulked up.
Wow! Look at the intensity, the fire, the enthusiasm, and the loyalty for a friend that Matt Cardona has brought with him.
Long Island IC.
From Strong Island, and here he is. Wow! How about that for a shocker? Matt Cardona from Strong Island is here.
And that, my friends, is the importance of staying always ready. Next week, he and the American Nightmare Cody will take on Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order. There you have it, guys, your top 5 moments from Wednesday night's Dynamite. If your moments didn't make the list, don't sweat it. There's always next week.
Yeah, it's always next week. Next week, gotta listen to her. God. All right, let's talk about AEW. First off, let's talk about commentary. From Taz, commentating like he's one of the boys, like he's back on SmackDown or he's doing commentary here, you know, being all lighthearted and giddy and all that stuff. And then when it comes to talking about, you know, being Taz the manager, let me tell you something, Mox. You know, he's mean and he's back. And then when he's commentating, oh, he's highlighting. He's like, dude, even when Jericho is on commentary, he's still in leader of the Inner Circle mode, you know? He jokes here and there, but he's still in that mode. And it's like, can't Taz maintain that? It looks silly when he's, you know, trying to be Mr. Badass Taz, the manager of Brian Cage. And then when he's on commentary, he's being all lighthearted and joking. Like, you know, and then JR. I think JR is being the slip a little bit. There are things he said that was just like, JR, are you cognizant of where you are? Or do you know what I mean? Like, are you thinking about what you're saying? You know, like, who's that he was talking about? That he goes, oh, he's a male chihuahua, you know? And I'm like going, there is such a thing as a male chihuahua. How about you go like a human chihuahua? That's more like it. You know, because there are such things, like I said, as male chihuahuas. He was saying it like he's like a male chihuahua. Like, instead of saying he's like a human chihuahua, that's what you do when you say you compare a human to an animal or something. You say a human form of that. You know, I mean, I know it sounds weird what I'm saying, but isn't that weird? And then like talk about Jake Hager. He's the one that recruited Jake Hager for WWE. When he made his appearance and when he got signed to WWE, he's the one that recruited him. And then he's saying that he hasn't reached his prime yet. You know, like, maybe not in AEW. He hasn't proven himself yet. He was saying all of his accolades, and then Taz goes, isn't that enough? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, and then there's other things these guys were saying. I didn't take note of a lot of it. But a lot of it is just like, You know, like I think Tony Schiavone said something that was like, huh, what? You're scratching your head? Like, what did you just say? And Tony Schiavone is the same guy that back in WCW and Nitro when Goldberg pulled up in a vehicle that said Goldberg on the side. And then when Goldberg comes out of the car, he starts yelling out Goldberg like he's surprised. Like, you know, Tony, it's Goldberg. We just saw you see his name on the side of his car. It's like he's saying something, I forgot what it was, but he was saying something that was like, what? Like, yeah, that's obvious, you know. Like, and let's go to the next thing with the ring announcer Justin Roberts. It's like he's absolute cringe, man. I don't, you know, it's like, it's almost like I always set myself up for being like, man, what was I even excited? I was thinking to myself when Justin Roberts was announced, I go, well, that's gonna be cool that he's gonna be the ring announcer because he has a unique ring announcing style, different from other people. Like with Booker T, when Booker T was commentating on, you know, whatever, SmackDown or Raw, oh, that's cool, Booker's back. And then you start hearing the stupid things that he does that is annoying, you know. And then here, it's like, I number one, I can't stand when he announces John Moxley because he's doing it like John Cena. That long-winded, drawn-out John when he says John. Here on was that not Warhorse? Yeah, it was Warhorse. When you announced him, it wasn't only nails on the chalkboard, but it was like nails dug deep into the chalkboard. You know, the way he mentioned one part of him, and I'm like, and you can see Jake Roberts in the audience going like this, looking at Vance Archer like, what did he just say? You know, like, weighing 4,000 pounds. Like he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you clearing your throat? I know I may have annoyed you guys by doing that, but it annoyed me. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I was glad when he was gone. I mean, I guess he either quarantined or he couldn't make it to the thing, but then again, you had to deal with Dasha and you had to deal with Brandy for a little bit. Those two were like, awful. But that's that. And then the last one before I talk about some other like positive and that stuff, but you know, we had the deadly draw for the women's tag team tournament, the tag team cup. And they showed the cup, and it didn't look anything special. Like with WWE, when they have a cup made for the damn Saudi type of matches that they have, it's just like, okay, where'd you get that out of? A trophy shop downtown? I mean, they can't, you know, this is practically $1 billion company, just like McMahon's company. You know, they got billions backing it, or hundreds of billions, and it's like they can't splurge for a really great looking trophy. That may have little cuts of diamond in it and stuff, and really unique designs and shit like that. It's just like, you know, go to a trophy shop. What do you want? Oh, you want like a really big trophy? What do you want on it? Oh, number 10. You know, like, you know, what the fuck? Like, it's, you know, put some effort behind it. It's a unique and very interesting tournament. And then pretty much the rules are as follows. The tournament is a random draw. Okay. So you're gonna have random opponents. I mean, random teams, random people on the team. All competitors must draw a color. Right. The matching colors will become a team, and selections are final and cannot be appealed. So we saw Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose backstage, and she drew. Nyla did purple. She didn't care who it was, and I hate it. The question is just like when someone goes, a champion is watching 3 guys compete for the #1 contendership, and then a person always asks them, well, who do you want for your opponent? Like, why would a champion care? You know, they always ask that dumb question. And in this question, Dasha goes, who would you want to be your opponent? I mean, your partner. Why would you ask? Like, she's gonna run down the entire roster. And then again, Nyla Rose is someone who likes to fly alone. She's not someone who likes to be, if she has to, she's gonna reluctantly team up with somebody. But then she asked her that. I'm like, when she goes, it doesn't matter because whatever. She's, you know, and she says she's going to run through the entire tournament. Oh, Vicky said that. And then it's a mention that someone did, you know, pick purple. And it's none other than Ariane. You remember her as Cameron in WWE? No one else did in the audience. She looks at the audience. She looks into the camera. I'm back. And then girl, before she used to say girl bye, she go, oh girl, hello. And then no one even, not even the cat callers in the audience even did anything. It's like, who cares? It's like, she was like a here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. Yeah, she was in the Funkadactyls with Naomi in WWE. She was on a solo run. She even wrestled Asuka. But who cares? She left. She pretty much said she wasn't going to come back to wrestling, I think. If I'm not mistaken. But then I heard recently she was coming back. I thought she was going back to WWE. Here she's in AEW. How's she going to... How's she going to a fair? I don't know. Does anybody care? She didn't really leave a trail of damn fucking flames behind her and stuff. You know what I mean? She didn't fucking set anything on fire when it came to her being in the ring. Pretty much Naomi's the one that carried her. So what was she gonna do? Nyla's gonna carry the whole match. She's gonna be the one that carries them to the finals probably. But then again, maybe that's good for her that she kind of attached herself to somebody instead of trying to go at it alone. Maybe Nyla Rose's, skill in her, because no matter what you say about Nyla Rose, she can go in the ring. And you'll probably rub off on Ariane. And she's going with her, with her real name too. Now let's go to the MJF State of Wrestling. First comes out, he's talking about use this hashtag MJF 2020 and not my champion. And it's kind of funny because that kind of mirrors, MAGA 2020, Trump 2020, and not my president. When people don't like Trump, so they say not my president, this and that, And then I think it's a dig at Trump, and probably it's a jab from Tony Khan. I don't know if Tony Khan is, is pro-Trump. I don't know if who knows where he leans, if he's left, I don't know. But I also like, and I did mention this earlier, that how MJF refers to wrestlers in the AEW as acrobats. You thought this was going to be a land of, wrestling, and we're going to wrestle here. And I agree with him. that a lot of the wrestlers in this thing are a bunch of acrobats. They're a bunch of, guys that just rely on fancy moves, and they don't put it in the context of how is it going to look in the match. That's why when you see some of these awful wrestlers in the indie independents, and then they try to do those, fancy moves that like Ricochet and Seth Rollins and Cedric Alexander and some of these guys who do that stuff, and then they try it and then they end up falling on their face. Looks like the other guy that they were going to do the move with didn't expect. And I've heard and I've read that there's some guys that complained that wrestlers are trying to do something and it wasn't even rehearsed. They didn't even expect it. And what the hell is this guy doing a damn flip in the air when we should just did this, or you know what I mean? It's like they're trying to do fancy shit, and it's just like stick to the basics, and at least for now, and then practice that move over and over again until you get it down. You're just going to introduce it into the ring. There's some guys that could definitely see a move on thing and then duplicate it in the ring because they're that talented, but a lot of these guys aren't. And I like how he called that out, and a lot of it, of course, was for show. He's a heel, but the guy can cut a damn good promo. And then, like I said, he challenged Moxley for the AEW title at All Out, but Moxley is going to defend it against Darby Allin next week. So what's going to happen? I mean, that's the thing about it sometimes, where don't be setting up one thing when there's something else that's going to possibly change that outcome. What they're doing in WWE with the tag team titles for a while. The Iconics challenged, Sasha and Bayley, and then what happens? They defended against someone else. And they're trying to build up something between the Iconics and Bayley and Sasha, a rivalry there, but then yet, what if Sasha and Bayley lose the titles to, I believe it was Nikki and Alexa. I know I'm talking about WWE, but it goes hand in hand with this, where, you're building up something very intriguing, Jon Moxley and MJF, and then Darby Allin. Why did he get the title shot? Because he pinned, Starks. I mean, I guess being, very ingenious, having thumbtacks on the bottom of a skateboard, warrants a tag team title shot. I mean, a title shot. That's why I said tag team title, because I was remembering thinking about Undisputed Era. They attack Imperium and then they get a title shot next week on NXT. Where's the sense in that? Where's the, you're just thinking, sense. Use common sense. Use something logic. There you go. Use logic when you're booking. Like why all this weird way you're booking? It's like they're looking ahead, but then they're not focusing on what's in front of them. Come on. As simple as that. But I enjoyed that. That's the one main thing I enjoyed was that MGF state of wrestling. I usually don't like those things, those in-ring segments like that. But he seems to be a guy that can really do it well. And the guy really is I believe the guy was an actor, right? Like as a kid, right? He was like an actor. I mean, I know he appeared on, what did he appear on as a kid? Was it Star Search, I think, right? I think so. But the guy really is a great promo. I think he needs to work with some guys. Some of these guys are pretty weak as a thing. Young Bucks, they're awful. They can't do promos to save their lives. Kenny Omega, a lot of flashy words, a lot of mannerisms, but nothing there. But that's pretty much all I can say about AEW. I mean, there is one more thing is that Dr. Britt Baker is challenging Big Swole, but I actually think Big Swole wants a shot at her. But in order for that to happen, she says she's going to pick an opponent for her to wrestle. So I guess Britt's about ready to heal up. She's almost there, ready to come back to the ring. I hope so. Kind of missed her. A lot of people missed her being in the ring. So we'll see how long they're gonna milk that she has a knee injury. I mean, I think she really does. But I don't know. Does she really have one? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's part of the angle there, but anyway, that's my thoughts on AEW Dynamite and my reaction to the top 5 AEW Dynamite moments. At this point, I need to stop complaining about the length of it, because they don't look like they're going to change. Maybe add some more moments on there. Maybe make it 10. They'll do what they're gonna do, and hey, I can't tell them what to do. I can only say, hey, I wish it was like this, or I wish it was like that. I don't like this. That's my job. When it comes to my channel, I'm not gonna sit here and accept everything. Oh yeah, I like that. Not only myself, but everybody else that has a channel, they like to complain. But why not? When something isn't working, we're gonna voice our opinion. That's just how it is. But anyway, that's my video, and for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. And well, that's that. And in closing, as always, take care. Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel.